Hello and welcome to White Horse Music TV! My name is Richard Bedinner and I'm co-owner of this wonderful shop with my lovely wife Michelle Bedinner, who's not here at the moment. But I am going to do a video demonstrating some violins for a person. Now, Samantha has waited a while and she's been waiting patiently, possibly just sitting in her lounge room for the last few days, crying, waiting. Finally, the time has arrived. I have been a bit behind in my video making, especially since it was just the grand final weekend here in Victoria. We had an extra day's break, which was a bit nice. Now, today I am going to be demonstrating a few interesting violins. First of all, I should show you these two. Yes, I should. This one on your right side, is a Gliega 2 violin, dark antique, and it was made in 2016. So this is a second-hand one, and it's got a sort of like reddish tinge to it. It's quite dark. They call this a dark antique, and these are half-size violins, by the way. I haven't sort of like grown and become a giant. These are half-size violins. So this is a Gliega 2, and it's from 2016. And the one on your left is a Gliega 1. So this is a Gliega 1, just happens to have a slightly different coloured varnish. It's sort of a slightly more orangey varnish, but very beautiful varnish. And probably the back of it is a little bit more stripy. You know, as they go up in models, they use better wood and better workmanship. And, it's very noisy outside. It's very windy today. So better wood, better workmanship, and better varnishing as well. So it's got the Gliega 1 will have more layers of that fine varnish, but very, very thin layers of the varnish. And so, yeah, they're two really good ones. This one's 2004, this one's 2016. And then the other ones that I will be showing are these ones. It's a bit of a Gliega versus Struna situation we've got going on. So this one on your right is a Struna Classroom, which is our most popular violin. And this one is very pretty. I like the look of those. They're sort of very walnutty looking. Where the Struna Concert on the left is the next model up in the range of Strunas. And it's a little bit more reddish. We're sort of like there's a lot of, there are a couple of old French makers that made violins with a more reddish sort of tinge like that. And I sort of decided that the Struna Concerts should be a little bit more of that reddish tinge, just as a difference. But then they use slightly better quality wood and workmanship as well. So I've got those. And just to put something really different into the mix, check this out. This is called a Mideofino. So Mideofino was made in the workshop of Jean Thauberville-Lamy, a Frenchman, so made in France, back around the year 1900. So from about 1880, they started making these. And this, back then, there was probably, throughout time, there has been variation in what you would call a half-size violin. So I would call this a very slightly small half-size violin, definitely much closer to a half than a quarter, but it's a smallish half size. And yeah, this, I think, would have been made before the year 1900. So this is over 120 years old. Very exciting to have something like that. So I'll play them in the same order that I've introduced them. So maybe I'll start with the Gliega 2 first. So this is Gliega 2. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, so it's nice and deep and smooth, but it is less Gliga-y than usual. I would say it's slightly brighter than the usual Gliga. It's got, which is sort of a good thing in a way. I like the violins to have what I like to say is sort of like a middle ground as far as the brightness and darkness of sounds. Sometimes the Gligas can err on the side of being too sort of mellow to the in the direction of becoming sort of almost dead as far as the sound goes. Where this Gliga has more sort of brightness and sparkliness. I like that. I will play the Gliga 1 now. So this is the one made in 2004. Okay, so I would say that is maybe not quite as loud as the Gliga 2 and a tinge less of that sort of bright sparkliness. This is more like a Gliga. This is definitely a Gliga. I could tell that was a Gliga even if I was blindfolded. So that's a Gliga. The other one is sort of a Gliga, even though it is a Gliga. All right, now, Struna Classroom. I'm expecting a different sound from this. Yeah, so instantly I can hear more volume. So that's just normal with the Struna sounding a bit louder than the Gliga. It has sort of like similar depth. They all three of them seem like nice, a reasonable amount of depth for these violins. But more brightness, more sparkliness, a little bit more ring to the sound. So that's normal for the Strunas. I'll see what the Struna concert comes up with. Okay, yeah, there's something slightly more solid about that sound. Sort of, yeah, it's got more of a core to the sound, and it feels, it's weird, it almost feels like the bow wants to stick to the string slightly more with that. It's very, very difficult to describe, but it's got a different personality as well. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think. Definitely comment for Samantha because she'll need your help in this decision. I'll just tune this one up a bit more. Okay, so this is the 120-year-old Mideofino French violin. Let's see how this sounds. A little bit smaller. It's really beautiful, like got a really heart-melting sort of bottom string down there. It sounds really warm. Even though it's small, it does seem like it's similar size in sound to the other ones. It's probably more on the mellow side like the Gligas, more sort of dark and mellow, which you sort of expect of old violins. Now what I'll do is I'll play all 5 of them, one after the other, without rambling on between so you can actually hear the differences. And just to be interesting, I will play them in reverse order. Okay, so Mideofino violin first. Struna concert. Definitely louder. Struna classroom. Definitely brighter, I would say. Gliga 1. Nice and mellow and a little bit quieter than Struna's. And Gliga 2, 2016. More brightness and sort of approaching the brightness of the Gligas. It's a really hard choice. Please let Samantha know what she should buy. You'll get her off the couch. She'll stop crying because she's got the video now. Please give it a little thumbs up, and thanks everyone for watching. Bye.